Alright guys, so today we are going to be talking about should you guys summon for Dag Doll here. So this is actually a unit that I'm gonna say is actually pretty good, and in the future for whatever we have the Unicorn Perfectibility NTD is actually a really great unit to pair it up with. So I mean, if you guys do want to go for one singular multi to see if you guys can go for it, I would not even be opposed to that. Unit is pretty good overall. I think right now for global is pretty decent. It does what it needs to do. It has pretty good survivability wise. It's not that bad. I think my only concern, which we'll talk about a little bit, is actually just the damage wise in terms of the main weapon, third weapon. I argue they are probably a little bit on the low side. I'm just gonna say that. But otherwise, I think this unit is actually pretty good. So let's just take a look at the EX skill first. At level 5, we have the Dag Leader to one target enemy, 578% attack damage. So that's pretty standard for a lot of these generic units. And then it has the unavoidable status, so that's pretty good. And then if the status is jamming, it does another 578 attack damage as well. So EX skill damage wise, I think it's actually gonna be pretty good, right? We'll just kind of call it that. On skill 1, yeah, skill 1 is pretty good because we do have the healing as well. So every time you deal damage, it's gonna restore 55% of the damage dealt SHP. So this is definitely pretty similar to, like, Kasatria. I think even what is it Banshee NTD, the purple one, or the red one? It has one of those mechanics as well. So these are pretty powerful because it allows you to sustain a little bit longer. So jumping into like total war or jumping into like an event where healing is actually a great factor, rather than you can beat the event or whatsoever, this is a great mechanic to have. So having that is actually pretty good, so not bad. For skill 2, unlock funnels to raid mobile suit category enemies, starting 4 seconds after the battle begins. For 8 seconds, grant a jamming status. So this is good to kind of wall off some of the raid category unit right off the bat. This allowed this unit to have that jamming status up and running. So by the time you pop EX skill, you should be able to deal both of them at the same time. So that should be pretty fun. And the other portion is range damage to enemy with the jamming status is up by 111%, and you can actually sell inflict the jamming status as well. So on dealing damage for 2.5 seconds, it grants jamming status. So if this unit constantly deals damage, your enemy is always going to have that jamming status. So technically speaking, the 111% damage is always going to be there. So that's really powerful. There's only going to be like an options where let's say you get stunned, for example, on that very first hit, you're not getting that, but the hit subsequent to that is gonna get that effect. So it's pretty powerful, and the damage that I have tested out don't really fall off that much, so it's pretty constant. So that is good. But the only thing that I'm kind of worried about is just the low damage power. Like the power modifier on these are pretty low, so that's my only concern. And even with the Transcendent skill itself, it's only going to be increasing accuracy to the third weapon. There's no additional damage increase to the third weapon, meaning the funnel. So yeah, that's my biggest worry. And I guess it's more like a way to balance things out, because you are getting this 111%. That's really big, right? On top of that, you are getting that baseline 36% being damage increase, and then an EX skill restored by 50% by when you start the battle. So that's pretty general stuff right there, so not bad. So throughout my testing, I find that the third weapon, meaning the funnel, don't really activate often. It's a really slow process. I was hopping into like a quick, kind of like a simulate or not clan battle, arena, and the funnel don't go off at all. So I was like, so the battle ended before the funnel have a chance to even launch. So I think the funnel is gonna be a biggest letdown anyway. If the fire rate for the funnel is a little bit faster for per se, that would be good. All right, that will make this unit a lot more better. But the way it is, yeah, that is pretty unfortunate, I would have to say. But overall, pretty good kit, pretty satisfied with how they done with what they done for this unit. Definitely something that we have not really seen before, so pretty good right there. Talking about the pilot is actually pretty good as well. The only thing that I don't like right now is only the skill one is actually a time gated one, so it's only gonna be for the first 30 seconds. You have increased accuracy, increased range sense, and that's kind of it. It's the trait or the skill 2 that's gonna be making up the majority of the range sense. So whenever you're dealing damage to an enemy or the enemy have the jamming status, you are getting up to 154%, and then the other portion is you're getting a 42% accuracy up. That's crazy, right? And that last one, at least, to new time machine on dealing damage for 20 seconds. Another setup 120 up to 120% range sense as well. So you can see this is a really powerful pilot to have. Despite the fact that the skill one is kind of here and there, is not the most powerful because it's only for the first 30 seconds. But on skill two, that is actually pretty amazing to have. So I think this pilot probably works in tandem with maybe our green perfect unicorn perfectibility as well if you don't have but not your links, I say, because I think that unicorn perfectibility also has a high firepower and it does also have the jamming status, so technically it could work. So yeah, I mean, overall pretty good design. I think having both the Dag Dog and then the pilot as well is gonna make a pretty powerful combo. So I can definitely see this unit being a anchor unit to use in the upcoming clan battle. I think this is gonna be another solid option. If you guys do have it, it's probably gonna perform pretty good because you are dealing a lot of good damage within a short period of time, and that's what you need for clan battle. So if you guys are able to lock out and get it, definitely really good. Definitely do put use into it because I think this is definitely one of the more powerful units to have. Like just based on it looks strong, it looks tanky enough for the healing factor, so definitely pretty nice. But with that said, that is going to be pretty much it for me, and I'll be catching you guys all on the next one.